buddy Scott Newby with Bass brings us together, as you guys are used to seeing. Bring a lot of people through this room, through the house for demos. We're all about bringing the community together. And we get lucky sometimes that people don't mind being on camera to share their experience. We got some familiar faces. Chris Carpenter, Mark G from Home Theater. I don't know if he can legally use that. That might be trademarked somewhere. So they have come back after we've done a lot of changes into the room with the new Seymour Screen, GTR's new 2025 lineup, nice fresh calibration. And this guy right here, which if you're in this hobby, you probably know who he is already, but Chris Seymour himself. If you've been to a trade show or actually any home theater get together, there's certainly a line of names that you hear get brought up at those get togethers, and his name is usually a staple in the screen setup. So we're going to start with my buddy Chris Carpenter. Got a lot of Chris's in here today. So Chris, you just want to give your thoughts because you were here last year at Bass Brings Us Together during the big event. A lot of commotion going on through that, but I did not have. See, Kat's going to kill me if I say this wrong because I always say acoustically, and she kicks acoustically. Transparent screen, the older JTR speakers. I had less subs. I mean, what was your just overall experience today?
I mean, I can't believe this room gets any more immersive. You know, I watch these action scenes in here, and I just get like so nervous, excited, like my emotions come out from what's happening in the content on the film. You know, in the demo that we're watching, but it's really all this external, you know, overwhelming audio visual experience here, you know, and I can see what these upgrades you've done, you know, bringing that here, like the screen for sure, the new speed. I'm definitely you know, experiencing these changes that you've made incrementally over the years, you know. But I really like the way that you're bringing it together. I mean, it's so impressive that you're able to continue to raise the bar.
I certainly appreciate that because you got to realize, guys, these guys are the more extreme side of the hobby. Chris is hardcore into this hobby, like these guys are as well too. So to hear up here, you know, we don't necessarily, we want to show a good time. It's funny, I always get anxious, and Kat gives me shit about it, is she's like, you've shown like then 500, 600 demos, but you always get anxious because you want to make sure that people have a good time. They take time out of their schedule, they drive, they fly, they do whatever to spend a couple hours with you. So to know that you enjoyed yourself makes it all worth. I mean, I enjoy the system for myself, that's who I built it for, but to have a peer appreciate the work going into it certainly feels good. So thanks for your time and for coming over. And you'll be back in a couple of weeks for it again too. So
I will be here.
Mark, you've been over here through a lot of iterations of this setup. What's your current status?
So definitely, like Chris said, there's big improvements. You really notice more of a sound bubble, and effects are more crisp, and I think I heard more, even though I'm not here that much, but you know, you can definitely tell. You know, the Atmos is a lot more prominent, and then the surround bubble as well. So kudos to Jeff. I mean, because these speakers, you went from two-way.
They're still two-way.
They're still two-way. It's just amazing. I didn't think there would be that much of an improvement, but it is, you know. And then
also, he changed the drivers, the crossovers.
Right.
He went all out on these.
And as, you know, everybody says, when you have a center channel below the screen, it's fine, but then when you put it behind the screen, it's a huge improvement. So it's a lot better. Definitely.
One word that came to me earlier was cohesive. You know, I feel this room is more cohesive than it was before with your new audio setup for sure, and your center channel behind your acoustic screen.
I think, and I've actually probably the last 50 demos we've got, everybody liked how I just cleaned up all the, obviously having the acoustic screen, doing the black on the walls, and just making it that black, bright whole. Kat's gonna give me shit about saying that too. But anyway, she's my biggest critic when it comes to all of this, so she's gonna watch this and laugh and tell me how stupid I am. But that's fine. This is all raw and unedited, so whatever we say goes. That's kind of just how we are. So And people say, you know, that you're a pioneer for doing very low editing, and I appreciate that, but it's really laziness. I don't want to. I'm not Michael Stevens. Michael, I love his videos. They look like a Hollywood production, but he tells me he has 8 to 12 hours in some of those videos. And you can tell that mine have 20 minutes of editing. So without further ado, I mean, Chris, this is your... Now, me and Chris have hung out at multiple shows, and we've chatted through email and text and stuff like that, but this is the first time that he's been in the home to check out not only the RTJs, but the JTR home theater. So just what's your thoughts on everything?
Yeah, so for context, I was in a couple of rooms this week. We were doing some installation work, and these are like 8-figure rooms. So
This isn't an 8-figure room. The rooms he were at were 8 figures.
So my point is like when you can pull off the top shelf of whatever you want, you can just do state of the art everything in these rooms. Those are great and they're fun, but like this has got it. Like this has still got this mojo and the soul and the immersion and the cohesion. And I mean, when things were flying around the room in the Atlas demo tracks, did you notice that just timbrally everything was like perfect? You didn't sound like you were hearing a different set of speakers, and maybe your previous setup was maybe more in that direction. But like your cohesion here is tops. I love that you can sit this close to a JTR, and that's fine because they're phase aligned and their minimum seat listening distance is tight. Concert clip for especially he's still spooling here as I still haven't found what I'm looking for, the U2.
Oh, Sing 2? Yeah.
From Sing 2. And, you know, that's where having the center channel behind the screen, you get that lock, where the Star is Born. Like, you get where somebody's doing a vocal in a microphone, image is there, and sound is literally there. You don't have to imagine anything different. But it sounds would pan across. They wouldn't, do the smiley face. Sharice had to check. She literally looked at me. She's like, "You're not crying, are you?" But it's this kind of stuff that affects me. This is what it's about.
Well, that's good. To not only have your peer, but then like an industry leader. I mean, like you said, he's done 8-figure rooms and just been around all this. So I think that just helps reinforce what a lot of us try to portray to the community. It's you spend a lot of time with your setup, dialing it in, doing the best you can with what you have, and it isn't so much of what you buy, but just using what you have to its full capability. Yeah. So, and I purposely do that Sing 2 demo first because when I first switched over to that screen, and I was down here with Callie watching it, and they walked out on stage and they started singing, I was like, I've never, they're singing to me. I mean, it was very emotional. I cried, and it was a cry fest down here, but they were singing to me, and I never experienced that before. So that's why I'm glad that he said that, because that's purposely why I do that. So
on the bass, I heard you like bass.
Yeah, I got a couple of subs laying around here.
What I notice is this: I was sitting there, seat here, but it's so smooth, and especially in A Star Is Born, the bass notes are walking around. They're all the same. I mean, you've got this lovely linear sound as a result. I haven't looked at your REW charts, but
it's on my OnlyFans.
Sounds nice. I'll be there next.
Yeah.
But it's clear, it's smooth, and what's interesting to me is that this room has so many subs in it that you're hitting this kind of ideal modal distribution activation, by having all the subs that we always say, the more the merrier. You're doing it, and the sweet spot's huge. Tactile on concrete's amazing still. It's fantastic. I just don't want to help you lift these things up out of the room.
And that's the later part of the demo is when we carry everything out of here. So
time to
so
go.
Glad you guys came.
Oh, we gotta run.
So like always, guys, thanks for taking 10-15 minutes out of your time to just watch the AV nerds go at it. And it's cool to get everybody's thoughts and just raw emotion of their experience, and that's what we're trying to portray to you guys. And everybody, bass brings us together, picture brings us together, home theater's bringing everybody together. And until the next video, I'm going to be at Exponent tomorrow, so I'll shoot some shorts, and if I find something cool, I'll share with you guys too. So all right, have a good night.